Okay, folks, we're ready to get started. Thank you for joining me this afternoon as I talk about the three pillars of success, or how your competition is eating your lunch. What I'd like to do is to keep all the participants muted and use the chat feature to present your questions. This is meant to be an interactive discussion more than a lecture, so please feel free to provide me with your questions and I will answer them as they arrive. My name is Jim Weber. I'm the managing partner for ITB Partners. ITB Partners is a consortium of independent management consultants providing high value-added solutions to our clients' problems. ITB Partners falls under the umbrella of my executive search practice, New Century Dynamics. I've been an executive recruiter for 20 years, and ITB Partners was developed to provide solutions to problems that employers and those looking for independent consulting assignments might be having. So fundamentally, our discussion today, the three pillars for success, is about building a sustainable client base. Now, this presentation is based on my 20 years of experience and success as an executive recruiter. After spending 22 years in the corporate world, I left to start my own practice as an independent executive recruiter, primarily worked for private equity groups placing C-level executives. I've placed CEOs and CFOs at the direction of the private equity group for their portfolio companies, and then other C-level positions for management team in their portfolio companies. So the success I had developing a platform to support my executive search process essentially became the foundation for ITB Partners. And what ITB Partners does in a nutshell is to connect independent consultants with managers in need of a quick fix to one of their problems or a fix to a larger problem that might take a little bit more time, whereas they don't have the internal resources to resolve those issues. Another way of stating it, we provide leverage for our members, our independent consultants, and reduce the risk for our clients, managers looking to get those solutions to pressing issues. So moving right along, I'm a big follower of Scott Adams, who is the creator for the Dilbert comic strip. And Scott is pretty well known in the communication circles as somebody who is very good at influencing people through the written word and verbally. He's written a number of books, and his most recent book, How to Fail at Almost Anything and Still Win Big, is sort of a biography of Scott and the lessons he's learned throughout his career. And one of the most important points that Scott makes in that book is goals are useless without a system. So what we're going to be talking about today is putting together a system that will be effective for you as you build your either independent consulting practice or looking for that next job opportunity. Now, understand that in many respects, it's the same thing, especially as job tenures are becoming shorter and shorter. Essentially, most professionals nowadays are freelancers or free agents. So you want to have a mindset that always puts you in the market, so to speak. So the big question is, what's better, to operate as a solopreneur on your own by yourself, or to develop a team? I think everybody's going to agree that it's much better to have a team. Frankly, our success throughout life has been about developing teams to support us. First, it was our family. Then as we got into grade school and middle school and high school, it was about having friends and developing a support group so that it was easier for us to navigate life and learning and to become more successful. Many people were involved in sport athletics where they were on a team and learned how to work together. So for most of us, or for at least many of us, growing up in life and achieving success was all about learning how to be a team member, and then later learning how to work on a team collaboratively to enhance our careers. So it's no different if you're going out on your own, either as an independent consultant or as a coach, an entrepreneur, or a professional trying to make your own way as opposed to working for somebody else. And it reminds me of the people that are noted for being self-made men or women. I think it's important to know that obviously they've been successful and they need to be recognized for that success. But frankly, these people never did it on their own. They were smart enough to assemble a team of people that could help them achieve their goals. And so we're going to talk about that very issue today. So building a team is really about increasing your leverage. And what does that mean? Well, we only have so much time in a day to do what we need to get done. We only have so many skills that we're really good at that we need to focus on. And so to compensate for a lack of resources, limited time availability, and for the skills that we might not have, it's important that we surround ourselves with people that complement our skills and actually bring other skills to the party. So again, building a team is really all about leverage. One of the most important parts of leverage is on the business development front. Everybody knows how important it is to be out there networking and getting to know people who can introduce you to other people that might be in a position to offer you a gig or a full-time job. Your network essentially is your extended business development function. To the extent that you're good at networking and can broaden the number of folks that know about you and understand your capabilities, then you're in a better position to land more assignments or to land a better job. So the first thing we're going to talk about today, as you go about building your team, is the whole concept of networking. Networking is really the most fundamental part of becoming an independent consultant, contractor, or even developing a career. Inside your company, the more people that you work with that know your abilities and that can promote you along the way, the more likelihood that your career is going to be more successful. It's just the same if you're going to be involved in the private sector as an independent consultant or a freelancer of some type. Most people get jobs and gigs through word of mouth and people referring you and others to people they know that have a need. So getting to know people on a one-on-one level is the first place to start. Now, admittedly, networking is time consuming. It takes a lot of time to meet people, to set up coffee meetings and other meetings, and to build that relationship and trust. And many times it takes years. But it is, like I said, it is the baseline. It's where you gain your skills and confidence and hone your message so as to be more effective as you talk to people about who you are and what you do. Now, we're not going to talk about elevator pitches today and positioning statements. That's what you learn to do and become comfortable in as you're networking. The more you network, the better you'll get at honing your message and connecting with people. So really, what is networking? Now, I mentioned earlier that as we were growing up, we learned how to make friends and work on teams and build teams. Networking is really no different. Networking is about making friends. So everybody knows how to make friends. The first thing you want to do is exhibit interest in the other individual, the person you're talking to. The smart people, the better networkers ask questions to get information. They draw the other person out. They learn about them as much as possible until the other person decides, well, enough about me, I'd like to hear about you. Now, what you do by asking those questions and getting to know these folks and really drawing them out is to demonstrate interest. And demonstrating interest in the other person is the most fundamental part of building a relationship. If it's all about you and it's all about you telling the other person what's important to you and what you're looking to do, you're not demonstrating any interest in that other person. You're expecting them to be interested in you. And building relationships just doesn't work that way. So the foundation of networking is really about building relationships. It's about making friends. Now, maybe they're not going to be your best friend or lifelong friends, It's the same process. So learn to ask questions of the other folks, draw them out, get them interested in talking about themselves until a certain point in the conversation, they're going to turn to you and ask, well, what do you do? And how can I help you? That's exactly what you want. And it indicates that at that point, you've demonstrated enough interest in the other person that they're beginning to like you and to trust you and looking to find a way to help you. All right, so one-on-one networking, again, it is the foundation. That's where you learn the skills, basic networking skills that will help you through your job search, your career development, and again, if you're an independent consultant, towards your business development efforts and landing that next gig.